gets it to go and the foul. Rolling under it. And he makes the catch. And for the first time since 2005, your Wellesley Raiders are the Division I South Sectional Champions.
Running back the other way for the Raiders. Burning shot. Score! Sophie Burning finds the back of the net from the faceoff circle, and with 1:14 to go, the Raiders take a 3-2 lead.
And welcome back to Black Red Blitz, the MIAA edition. As always, I'm your host, Rebecca Karen. Yes, it's been a while. My bad. But you know what? There was so much excitement this past spring in Raiders sports as softball, baseball, girls and boys lacrosse all worked their butts off to earn tourney berths. There's no chance I'm going to skip over it just to catch up. So, bear with me as we go through some exciting highlights in June. So what better way to kick things off than with girls lacrosse? This team was building something special in the regular season, and their inspiring journey will continue here in the tournament. For every high school team, there becomes a motto, and for the Raiders, always motivated by their pregame chant of "want it more," ended up wanting one more word this season: Ohana, family. Well, Ohana would mean so much more than a word to these players. It defined them. So D1 South first round action would take us to Darcy Field. Wellesley, the number 2 seed, bring in a fantastic 17-3 regular season record. They would face the clear underdog in this match, the Barnstable Red Raiders. Already up a 3 spot here in the opening half, Raiders are straight out hustling Barnstable, as Bridget Noonan corrals this ground ball in the open field. Gets past the initial defensive pressure, but still speeding downfield, Noonan dekes around Margaret Murray and Emily Rice, and buries the fast break score for 4-0 Wellesley edge. Morgan Rainville answers back though, as the ball, despite getting defended by Anna Haru here, finds its way bouncing into the back of the net, and Red Raiders trail 4-1. With 3 goals separating these two sides, initially it might appear close. Minutes later, Barnstable's defense stays fixated on Brooke Baker, leaving plenty of space for Kaylin Tchaikovsky to find a wide open seam right through the middle untouched. Look, Barnstable, you may have netted 18 against Plymouth South in the prelim, but this ain't Plymouth South. Anyone can and will score. So Red Raiders are challenged as junior Brooke Baker steps up the pressure in this first half. And we've got an 8-1 Wellesley advantage. Raiders keep rolling as Brooke Baker stays on fire. As the ball is jarred loose away from Bridget Noonan, Baker scoops up the rebound in the crease and fires it low again to go back to back, as the lead is now 8. Nicole Beckett wins the draw. Kaylin Tchaikovsky recovers possession, running past midfield. Tchaikovsky centers it to Maddie Balter. Balter flips it back to Tchaikovsky, running in stride. Kaylin Tchaikovsky sets and dishes it back to Balter down the middle. Maddie Balter slings it into the back of the net. Can't run a play better than that, as Raiders' confidence and ability to execute plays solidly is game-changing. After earning a few key assists already, May Sheehan this time gets the score, and Sheehan buries this one with authority. First half double-digit lead gives them a commanding 11-1 advantage. Off this free position try, Maddie Balter dishes it to Brooke Baker. Baker, a couple stick fakes, fakes out Morgan Dardia as well. Let's just say Dardia's not having a fun time in net in this one, as Brooke Baker buries a first half Hattie easily on that score. No sugarcoating it, this game would be over before halftime even rolls around. Wellesley would then easily coast to a 19-2 final. Red Raiders found success upsetting Plymouth South behind 7 goals apiece from Morgan Rainville and Mackenzie Curtis. In this loss, only Rainville managed to score. Welcome to the Bay State Conference. Behind May Sheehan and Brooke Baker hat-tricks, as well as goals by Maddie Balter, that kind of dominating offense is what helped Wellesley jump out early with the lead and never look back. Well, after an exciting come-from-behind victory over Natick helped put the finishing touches on Raiders baseball's dominance at home and in their regular season, here we are in tourney time, as the number 3 seeded Wellesley opens up D1 South first-round action here at Sprague Field. Their opponent, who better than Natick? Redhawks coming in with some revenge on their mind, especially as the 11th seed. looking to be that annoying kind of spoiler and steal a win here on the road. Kicking off this season's tournament, Raiders would once again look to their leader on the mound, junior Henry Weicker, as Weicker would look to throw a gem on the mound for his teammates once again. Let's just say it came pretty dang close to an absolute gem here, as we check into a fast-moving first 2 innings, with a solid Raider double play here, and then Weicker cashing in on the strikeouts. So we head to the third, still scoreless. Top third, Natick looks to make some noise. Max Faruqi at the plate connects on this key 2-out hit, as Faruqi drives in Adam Faberman, who was standing at third 90 feet away after another stolen base. And so early on, Redhawks take a 1-0 edge. But Henry Weicker settles down and gets Aiden Hawley to fly out to right. Colin Blasco gets under it for the third out, and Redhawks just come away with that 1 run. So down a run, Raiders look to open up this bottom third with energy. Well, thanks to Tommy Lieberman leading off, a spark is lit. Grounder to short, a whole lot of hustle by the senior helps distract Adam Faberman just enough from catch and throw cleanly, and Lieberman reaches on the infield single. 1 out later, but now 2 on, Matt Maiona connects on a simple grounder to second, with both runners off on contact that easily drives in Lieberman from third. We're tied up at 1. Henry Weicker steps up to the plate and takes care of the rest. Hayden Scully delivers the pitch, Weicker connects, and with 1 swing, says, "See you later." Absolutely doesn't hurt when your pitcher, already commanding the game on the mound, gives you 2 runs as well off his bat. And that is a clutch 2-run blast by Weicker that breaks the tie and gives Raiders their first lead of the game, up by 2 in this bottom third. A lead these Raiders are more than pumped to have and keep for good. Clutch. Though Wellesley wouldn't add to their 3-1 advantage the rest of the way, they didn't have to, as Redhawks had no answers either. Behind Henry Weicker's superb pitching performance, Raiders' defense behind him backing him up was also fantastic. And then Henry Weicker in control of Natick's batting lineup 1 through 9, taking care of them by way of the K. That shutdown defense would strand any potential runners from scoring. And so we fast forward to the top of the 7th, Weicker 1 out away from not only a win, but also complete game performance. Jacob Greenberg at the plate just looked plain silly, as Greenberg's last second attempt here just ends up being a way too late half swing and nothing but air. Weicker goes all 7 for that complete game W and punches in 2 runs himself with that 2-run homer back in the third. Key offense by Wellesley at just the right time helped Raiders take the lead for good back in the third, and solid starting pitching and defense did the rest. Natick goes 1 and done as Raiders advance for another playoff round, as a familiar playoff opponent in Durfee comes up next for the quarterfinals. Well, busy day for Wellesley sports will continue as we head over to Lee Field for the D1 South preliminaries. Yes, you heard right, Lee Field. For the first time in 9 years, Raiders softball would very much so earn a tourney spot. Now, before we get into the playoffs, how about first a round of applause for this team, starting first with their coach, Emily Hunt. It's been year after year just falling short for this team reaching the postseason, but you can definitely guarantee that they have never given up, and that has shown as this time around they would finally get a spot in the tournament, and as the 16th seed, also get home field advantage as well. So a whole lot of hard work and team chemistry has helped these Raiders make it this far. So this preliminary round brings us Wellesley versus the Plymouth North Blue Eagles. Yes, that's a mouthful. Whatever the result in this one, it's just great to see a ton of happy players behind a solid triple captain threat of Ellie Kinney, Terrell McLennan, and Elizabeth Dew finally get to reach their postseason goal. So Raiders try to strike here early. First chance they get with 2 on, 2 out, but Elizabeth Dew rips it right back up the middle. Julia Zanaboni gets to it fast. The throw to the plate is going to be close as Terrell McLennan slides. Great way to be aggressive, but McLennan is out, and so that ends Wellesley threat. To the second inning, we go scoreless. With Sarah Farnsworth leading off and safe at first on an error, Tess Goldenthal takes this Faith Whalen pitch and rips it past short. Wellesley right back looking for a rally here again, bottom second, 2 on, nobody out. So now it's still with 2 on, but now 2 out, both runners in scoring position on second and third. Mackenzie O'Neill connects on this 2-1 pitch, bloops it, shallow outfield. Ball drops in as nobody can get to it. Both runs come across as O'Neill drives in 2. Wellesley takes a 2-0 lead. The top third still leading by those 2 runs. Sarah Farnsworth pitching a spark on the mound for the Raiders all season and gets Maggie Driscoll down on strikes with this nasty pitch for the first out of this top third. But with a runner on and a base on balls after, that puts 2 Blue Eagles on base. And Emma Healy delivers on this RBI single. KK Fian, yes, that's her name, is safe at the plate as the ball gets away and runners advance to second and third on that play as well. Next batter, captain Julia Zanaboni, bloops it into left center. Another run comes across, which ties it. Second run gets waved around third, play at the plate not in time. Zanaboni's 2-run double gives Plymouth North the edge here, leading 3-2. After adding another, Tegan Nutera closes out this third, driving it opposite field for the RBI double. So we come out of this top third, Plymouth North, putting 5 runs across and lead by 3. Well, here in this fourth, Plymouth North's bats have come alive. Jenna Crowell connects on this pitch and it quickly rolls all the way to the outfield fence. Mackenzie O'Neill gets to it as fast as possible, but Crowell, speeding through the bases, slides into third safely for the RBI triple. And it's 6-2. Very next pitch, Emma Healy's infield single pushes Crowell across, and Plymouth adds to their advantage, now up by 5. Fast forward to the 7th, the Blue Eagles' lead is now 9-2 until pitcher Faith Whalen leads off and helps out her own cause, ripping this shot to right just over a leaping Julia Chafers. Dust clears and Whalen's got a stand-up triple. Pretty risky play next as pinch hitter Shay Tavakalian's ground ball rolls out only 5 feet, if that, but Whalen charges to the plate. The throw can't be reeled in by Kate Meister, and the 10th Plymouth North run comes across. So when Wellesley bats here for the last time, bottom 7th, it's an 11-2 deficit they're facing. But Raiders aren't going to go down without a fight. Hustling down first, as Shannon Chafers is just out, as Jenna Crowell makes a fantastic play deep at short and delivers a perfect throw on the money as well. And then batting with 2 outs, last hope for the Raiders to extend this inning, the throw is there, and that is the final out of the game into Raiders' memorable season. The toughness these players showed and proving despite adversity they can be a playoff contender, can and will be a huge motivating factor for the talent that remains, as the solid players who return can follow the example left by these seniors, as a new story is sure to be written in 2019. So, girls lacrosse would earn the number 2 seed in an extremely tough D1 South bracket. Let me tell you, not an easy task. But you better believe these Raiders worked even extra hard this postseason to get that home field advantage, especially after last season having to go on the road their last 2 playoff games. And you also better believe after that tough loss back in May to their rivals Needham, every Raider was more than wishing to see Needham once again in the playoffs when it counted the most. Well, they got their wish as a much anticipated round 2, Wellesley versus Needham, would play out right here in D1 South quarterfinals in Durfee Field. Wellesley more than ready to prove they are even better than the already tough squad Needham barely beat by 1 a month ago. This Raider team looks focused, locked in. This time, this game means so much more. Time for revenge, starting now. Opening first, Rockets waste no time and take it to the cage multiple times. But Raiders defense and goalie Anna Haru are ready to protect the net. When Rockets do net one to take a 1-0 edge, it doesn't take long for Wellesley to respond. No surprise this play is sparked by the unstoppable duo Maddie Balter and Caitlin Tchaikovsky. That is how you take back the edge. Seconds later, defense prevails yet again for Wellesley as Nicole Beckett gets the steal, and off the restart, Beckett speeds ahead untouched. Last second with a dish inside, Beckett finds Brooke Baker. Baker outside the crease moves into the pressure undeterred and buries it top shelf past Lily Callahan for a fantastic score. Just like that, Wellesley has the 2-1 edge. That sets up another play as Wellesley is holding tight to momentum here in this first. Grace Sahonen with possession gets knocked down. Ball bounces high right into the netting of Brooke Baker's stick. Baker with the quick stick reflex score buries it into the cage before Callahan can even try to stop it. 3 scores unanswered by Raiders gives them a 2-goal lead and frustrates Rockets even more, forcing them to take a timeout as they now trail 3-1. But that break does nothing for Needham, but gives Raiders a chance to draw up another play on the sidelines. So, May Sheehan with the ball waits for the cutter. Brooke Baker comes free behind the net, fakes high, buries it low for the clutch score. Midway through this opening half, Brooke Baker already has a heady, and Wellesley leads 4-1. After a Raiders penalty, Rockets earn the man-up, or I guess you can say player-up advantage, and strike right here. After Callie Hem nets her first of this first, as Rockets look to make some noise as they trail now 4-2. Grace Ahonen, clutchest of clutch, returns from having to sit out that 2-minute penalty looking pissed. Ahonen feeds off that frustration of sitting, not about to back down either in a swarm of Rockets, just an awesome and gritty play there by the senior captain in a statement score. Wellesley's lead is back up by 3, 5-2. Second half opens up. Whatever was said on the Rockets' sidelines, though, they listened. After Anna Haru denies it, Grace Kelly scoops up the loose ball and feeds it to Callie Hem. Hem's quick stick score finds all net. The Rockets needed that one as they trail 6-4. The Rockets have controlled the start to this final frame. And now, look for that kick to the gut kind of equalizer next. Needham finds a way to tie it right here off another free position, as the Wellesley lead is no more. But you better believe these Raiders did not fight this hard to give up a lead against their rivals and lose. This is not the last game these seniors will play. Maddie Balter controls possession, looking for the cutter. Kaylin Tchaikovsky breaks free outside the crease. Tchaikovsky so clutch delivers once again. That ignites the spark Raiders had in the first half. It's back, and it's here to stay. It sure does help too when you are Wellesley and you are stacked with a badass defense that always knows when to step up. Speaking of badass, we interrupt this program for you to watch the sickest free position score I've ever seen. Just watch Maddie Balter. Absolutely sick play. Let's watch that again in slow-mo. That goal makes it 8-6 and forces a timeout to be taken. But instead of that break benefiting Needham, Wellesley gets to draw again and makes it count. Kaylin Tchaikovsky settles in around the 15. Chloe Newman in step defensively until she's not. Tchaikovsky brushes off Maeve Barker's attempt at defense and 5-holes the clutchiest dagger. Tchaikovsky's pumped, everyone's pumped, bye-bye Needham, and that one seals it. In the closing minutes, Raiders keep the ball in their possession and can just let the game clock run out. 3, 2, 1. Maddie Balter lets the game ball sail high in celebration as the Raiders storm the field to Anna Haru. Wellesley avenges their loss to Needham in the regular season as well, smashing a 7-year losing streak to the Rockets, all at the same satisfying moment, as this exciting quarterfinals has a final. So we stay with Lacrosse the very next day, but this time we focus in on the boys, as the Raiders would look to keep rolling after absolutely crushing New North on the road just days before. Now, Raiders had a huge plus in that first round victory, as the Tigers were without their leading scorer, Hunter Adam, who was suspended. That being said, Raiders earned every right to get that important win. But the bigger test would remain here in the quarterfinals, facing the number 3 seed Duxbury Dragons. Division I boys lacrosse makes a pit stop a whole heck of a lot here down in Duxbury, who have won 8 state titles since 2002, and recently making back-to-back state championship appearances in 2014 and 2015. Long story long, it ain't gonna be easy for these 11th seeded Raiders, and that's what makes this game so special. You've got to love the underdog. So we check into a very defensive first quarter, as both teams would boast 2 prolific and game-changing goalies, both named Teddy Darcy and Teddy Griffin. So it would be an absolute battle just to try to get that rocket to the cage, that's for sure, as this play here proves it. Michael Bohms just being downright relentless, as Dragons D is just smothering the senior. But Bohms brushes off the endless hits to his body and buries it past Griffin for a well-earned score. And the captain breaks a scoreless tie. So as Wellesley holds this 1-0 edge, fantastic gutsy defense by Teddy Darcy continues. After this denial, leaves a loose ball wreaking havoc outside the crease. Now Duxbury doesn't come away with a score here, gives a ton of credit just how solid Wellesley's team defense would be here as well. In this battle, Dragons may find a way to rein in standout sophomore Hugh Callahan, but they forgot about his brother, Carl, as the freshman rips this shot past Griffin and finds nothing but the sweep back of the net. Fast forward to the third quarter, Duxbury stands in, holding a 1-goal lead at 3-2. Staying aggressive, attacking the net, no one can stop junior attack sensation Matty Gill. As Gill slings his laser into the cage, we've got a Dragons 4-2 edge. But when Raiders need an answer, they don't have to look far in their senior captain, Michael Bohms. And Bohms delivers yet again, as he rips Twine just inside the 20, cutting it to 4-3, just like that. That forces a Duxbury timeout, and Dragons draw up a play and immediately execute it seconds later. Will Prouty comes speeding through right down the middle. The dish is there, and so is the score as Prouty nets one himself. And it's a 2-goal lead right back for Duxbury. But this time the Callahan brother connection works perfectly for Raiders, as Hugh Callahan centers it to Carl, and Carl Callahan will not be denied yet again, as the freshman is just plain clutch in this playoff game. And that cuts the deficit to only 1. Opening minutes to this fourth, though, Dragons hold a 6-4 advantage, and add to it as quick passing downfield finds Matty Gill's separation in the crease, and Gill finesses it with the finish, as Duxbury now commands a 7-4 lead, making it seem more unlikely that a Raiders comeback will happen. Well, we'll just have to see about that, won't we? Insert Michael Bohms mode. Bohms goes with a clutch assist as he dishes it to Henry Gear. Gear's quick stick laser looks more like batting practice, as Gear gets all of that rock and then some. Wellesley inches closer off that rocket, trailing 7-5. Seconds later, after winning the ensuing draw, Michael Bohms gets wrecked, but it doesn't matter, as Bohms flips over but still buries it anyway for a huge score, now down 7-6. Hope stays alive if you're a Raider, especially after that insane effort by Bohms. Then a brilliant what-the-heck kind of point-blank save by Teddy Darcy helps keep it a 1-goal game here late as the fourth continues to tick away, down by 1. But off that great Darcy defensive stop, Duxbury gets caught with the penalty. Man up. Wellesley wastes no time in taking advantage of that advantage and make Dragons pay. And guess what? It's Michael Bohms again. With 6 minutes to go to this game, 3 key Raider goals were netted in just 2 minutes. We've got a ball game again as Duxbury fans and players can now start getting nervous. We're tied 7-7. With just under 4 minutes left, though, Duxbury finds a way to retake that lead. And it surprises no one that it's Matty Gill who delivers the go-ahead score right here, as the junior's 5 goals in this one leads all Dragons scores. With 45 seconds to go, all Duxbury had to do was hold the ball, let the clock run out, game over. But a costly turnover changes that. Game ain't over. Ready for what would go down as one of the most exciting equalizers in lacrosse. How about 4 seconds left in regulation? Michael Bohms' 5th score of the game comes here. Heck of a play and assist by Hugh Callahan, who held onto the ball, drawing the D with him as he dished it to Bohms. And the rest speaks for itself. We are tied. As Bohms yells, "Let's go!" So to sudden death we go. And this battle is so good, it can't be decided by 1 overtime. So to the second overtime we fast forward to. And well, all I have to say is 2 words. Michael Bohms. You know the rest. Raiders win it as Wellesley somehow does it. As the whole Raider bench erupts and storms the field in utter happiness, the Dragons walk off in utter disbelief. What a come-from-behind win. And what a moment for the senior captain and leader, saving the best for last in this gem of an upset. Led by 6 Michael Bohms scores, including the game-tying score with only 4 seconds left in regulation, to the epic game winner in double overtime. Nobody is going to forget this win anytime soon. It was that good. Raiders do the unthinkable as they beat Duxbury and knock out the 3 seed on their own home turf by the exciting final, 9-8 in double overtime. So on to Monday, Raider baseball digs in for their next challenge, taking full advantage of, well, home field advantage. The 3rd-seeded Raiders would once again face a familiar team in the playoffs, the 11th-seeded Durfee Hilltoppers. I think it's safe to say no one will soon forget that fantastic come-from-behind win in 9 innings Wellesley pulled off at Adams Field in last year's sectional semis. You can bet Durfee hasn't either. So looking for a little revenge at Sprague Field this time around. Hate to break it to you, Durfee, but these quarterfinals would also be a Debbie Downer on the diamond for you. It's tough to stop a team on a mission. You got your work cut out here, Hilltoppers, as sophomore pitcher Jay Driver gets the start in this one. Bottom first, Wellesley wastes no time. 2 on, 2 out, Max Zajac at the plate with 2 strikes against him. If Zajac's feeling the pressure, he doesn't show it as he fights off this pitch for a grounder up the middle. Ball escapes onto the shallow outfield grass as both John Cholfie and Henry Weichert come around to score, and Zajac's 2-run, 2-out single couldn't come at a better time as Wellesley maintains an early 2-run edge. With Durfee looking to answer back, trailing by 2, leading off top second, Remy Dumont connects on this laser to right. Henry Weichert can't gain the edge, tracking it down. The ball gets well past him. Dumont, full speed ahead, easily ends up at second to get into scoring position with Durfee with nobody out. After stealing third, Dumont stands 90 feet away from the plate, ready to be driven in by Lucas Sosa. The sharp grounder to short ain't gonna do it, as Kai Groke stares him down and fires to first for the out. The very next batter, Tommy Lambert, though, does his job, hitting it just deep enough to short. Groke again with a throw, this time to home, but it's not in time, as Remy Dumont spins around in a dust bowl, sliding into home. Hilltoppers cut the deficit in half, trailing 2-1. So what appears to be a close game switches over to not even close, as this bottom third opens up and hits us full speed. Like the first, Cholfie and Weichert again earn a trip to first and second with base on balls. Kai Groke then lines this one to left, and the bases are juiced with only 1 out. Max Zajac, already with 2 ribbies on the day, steps up to the plate with a chance to add to that stat. And Zajac does his job and ropes this fly ball to left. John Cholfie tags at third and is safe at the plate as the throw is off the mark. Weichert also tags to third, and the inning continues as Zajac's hardliner sac fly makes it 3-1. 2 outs, but still 2 on. The big dude, Holt Fletcher, waiting in the on-deck circle. Pitcher Ethan Ferreira seems distracted by that as he pitches way too careful to Colin Blasco, who is at bat. Blasco, with a fantastic at-bat, earns a 2-out walk and loads up the bases. Here comes Fletcher now to the plate. After a 1-2 pitch is just foul-tipped by Fletcher, this huge at-bat lives to see another pitch. And what a pitch Fletcher gets next. Holt absolutely crushes this one. There's no doubt it's out of here. Just where's it landing? Route 9? Who knows? Bases loaded, no more on that line drive grand salami game changer. And he's only a sophomore. There'll be plenty more of these to come. But this grand slam right here, right now, is what clearly kicks Durfee right in the gut with just 1 swing. Raiders' lead is now 7-1. The whole complexity of this game has changed as Hilltoppers now come up to bat top 4th and just look defeated and like they just got kicked in the gut. Last thing Durfee needs is a 1-2-3 inning, but that's exactly what they get as a ground out and 2 huge Ks by Jay Driver continue to silence the Hilltoppers. And the advantage remains at 6. Wellesley can now look for a few more insurance runs here, but bottom 4th, 2 quick outs make it seem like that's not going to happen yet. But Ethan Ferreira can't get that 3rd out after a Matt Maiona infield single is followed by a stolen base and another infield single, this time by Henry Weichert. And that leaves Raiders at the corners. The pass ball makes it 2nd and 3rd, but not for long as Kai Groke rips this one right back up the middle into center. Both runs score, and those 2 ribbies put this quarterfinal game well out of reach. As a 9-1 Wellesley advantage will be an uphill battle for Durfee, that's for sure. Sophomore Jay Driver pitched superb in this one, only allowing 1 run in 6 innings, silencing Durfee's bats throughout their lineup, with 6 strikeouts as well. And in the end, Wellesley clearly wanted it more. Kai Groke and Max Zajac had solid gems at the plate as well, driving in 5 runs. And Holt Fletcher changing the whole outlook of this one in that game-changing 3rd as Fletcher's grand slam led Wellesley to victory. And what a playoff win it was, as Raiders easily take care of Durfee here in the quarterfinals, close out their last game of the year at Sprague with a good one, as the final here is all Raiders. Wellesley 9, Durfee 1. On to the next stop, Well, that does it for the first edition of this exciting MIAA tournament, but there's plenty more highlights to look back on. The thrills and memories, unfortunately some heartbreak along the way. But no matter what the outcome is, Raider pride always comes out on top. Check us out on demand at wellesleymedia.org and our YouTube and Facebook pages at Wellesley Public Media, and of course right here, Comcast 9 and Verizon 39. Thanks for watching Black Red Blitz. Go Raiders.
Now Hubbard coming out to play. Hubbard gets leveled. And oh my goodness.